We have a historic opportunity here in California. For the first time in over 100 years, the state is adding a new grade level to the public school system, transitional kindergarten. This new grade level, which will come before kindergarten, will be offered to all 4-year-olds by the 2025-26 school year. In the past, California school districts have had the option of offering transitional kindergarten. But for the 2022-23 school year and into the future, every school will provide it as a choice for parents.
Lawmakers and educational experts have recognized the importance of early education and have worked to create this new grade level, transitional kindergarten. If you've heard the name before, know that this isn't the same transitional kindergarten you may have experienced in the past. The name is practically the only thing that is still the same. The new transitional kindergarten, also known as TK, is changing to meet the cognitive, physical, social, and independence growth of each child.
One of the things hopefully you'll see is a different environment. It's not 30 desks with 30 chairs and sitting in a chair and a desk for most of the day. A teacher needs to intentionally plan learning experiences that capitalize on what our expectations are for that age. They're learning by seeing, and touching, and smelling, and hearing, and tasting. Play is how they explore their environment. Play is how they use their language. There's so much learning that happens in play. So what we need to do in this new transitional kindergarten is we need to shift how we engage students in the learning.
Being in TK does meet the needs. They do need to feel safe, they need to feel heard, and they need to be able to, communicate, and their teachers just make them feel so welcome. They feel very loved and cared for. All the fun things she was learning, all the attention she gets because there's more adults in the classroom, and she gets to just do a bunch of creative play.
In order to prepare our schools and teachers properly, the new TK is being introduced gradually, rolled out according to age. Each year, children will be eligible at a younger age. By the 2025 to 2026 school year, children who are 4 years old by September 1st will be eligible to enroll in TK. Each school district has created their own plan for how to implement TK according to the requirements of this rollout timeline. We are trying to create a balance between getting the kids ready for school at an earlier age and getting the school ready to welcome these younger kids.
So you went from kindergarten was the first step to now TK is the first step. That was kind of a shock to us. How does a 4-year-old fit into school? I have to give it to elementary teachers. They love kids, they want to be around kids, but we're all scared. How do we cope with that? As an administrator, my job is to be as supportive to them as possible. And if they feel great about going into their classroom, they're going to do a great job.
Since TK students are very young learners, meeting their educational needs requires a deeper understanding of developmental growth. In order to accomplish this, the state is currently developing a curriculum for TK that is aligned with the California Learning Foundations and frameworks. These will help guide instruction along the developmental continuum. Ongoing training will be provided to teachers so that they can learn the best approaches to connect with their TK students.
Instead of doing worksheets, my students are learning to collaborate with their peers. They're learning through dancing and singing and moving our bodies, and it's now following the child and following their milestones. It's been a shift in my teaching. I had to look at how am I going to get this taught to them in a way that's a hands-on, playful experience.
Since much of the learning in TK is hands-on, the state recommends teachers do an observational assessment. Families are also encouraged to share learning observations from home with their child's teacher. A partnership between family and teacher is an integral piece of a child's education.
I can easily communicate with my child's TK teachers. We have an app called Learning Genie where anytime they need something or they have an activity that they want us to help, they'll send us messages and updates.
If my students have anything that they're anxious about, my parents are really good about expressing that to me. Because the child is younger, we're able to support them and look at them not only through a teacher's eyes, but also through a parent's eyes.
I'm always bragging about TK. My son learned how to cut pretty well with scissors, and he knows how to count. He's already met that goal, which is amazing for TK. They're teaching him how to do school. how to behave, how to walk in a straight line, how to get your lunch. So when they're in kindergarten, they're already kind of ahead of the game.
As our school districts build partnerships with families, we also need to continue building partnerships with other care providers in the community. School districts will need to reach out to create and grow community partnerships in their area.
The Tulare County Office of Education is here to support your child's growth and development. We will support the teachers, administrators, and school districts and partner with other care providers in our communities as the new transitional kindergarten is implemented. When children participate in early learning, they build friendships, gain independence, and learn to be ready for school. We want to make sure your child isn't missing out on the many benefits. That's why our community is invested in early childhood education and the success of transitional kindergarten.